And if you do have this training, no matter where you live, in a solitary place or in the middle of a city, wherever you are in the arana, in the retreat places, in the secluded area, you can stay. Unlike there are people who would say that, no, it's too lonely, I cannot stay here, I have to go tomorrow, I can only stay for one night. There are Dharma teachers who would visit different monasteries, but if the monastery is too secluded, they don't want to stay there for even one night. They would feel that this is too quiet, this is not what I want. And then they would go to a different monastery that located in the city and would say, no, this is just too chaotic, I don't want to stay here for even one night. So maybe there's really no monastery that is good for you. And that the reason behind it is because that person cannot transform suffering and happiness into enlightenment. I think people are very different. The kind of people who can really transform happiness and suffering into enlightenment, they can practice at any place. Practice at the secluded area or chaotic area. They wouldn't keep on complaining about it being too secluded or too noisy. In fact, they wouldn't complain at all, but there are people who would complain about everything. All appearances have turned into enemies for them. Whatever people around you are like, good or bad, the bad people who's full of greed, anger, and ignorance, the good practitioners can get along with them. And they can probably use very skillful ways to help them to develop inner realization. And for the good practitioners or good friends, the practitioners can also get along with them. The true bodhisattvas, the ones who can truly transform happiness and suffering into enlightenment, they can accept the good people as well as the bad ones. Whatever you have to listen to, praise or condemnation, good words or bad, you never feel the slightest fear that it would bring you down in any way. There are people who would receive different kinds of slandering or maybe compliments, the so-called good and bad. They can accept all of them. They won't be afraid of the things that they won't be afraid of losing things. This is the kind of practitioners who can be called the lion-like yogi, the lion-like practitioner. Because this person has already attained the realization of no self. That practitioner knows that within samsara, after suffering it is happiness, and after happiness it is suffering. There's really no certainty no intrinsic existence of suffering and happiness. In the ultimate truth, everything is empty. When suffering appears, they would feel, oh, this is my opportunity to practice. When happiness appears, oh, this is my opportunity to practice. So for people who can transform it, they are not going to waste suffering nor happiness. They will seize such opportunities. Of course, you need long period of practice so that you can actually use it when suffering comes. Otherwise, you won't be able to use it right away when adversities happen to you right away. When people slander you, when your parents die, and so on. Whatever happens to you, maybe the happy things such as compliments and happy things, or sadness happens to you, such as hearing slandering and so on. In fact, you won't feel happy because of the things you want, and feel sad because of the things that you don't want happen to you. So I think this kind of teaching is really suitable for the modern people, especially if you can practice on it. There are people who, there are Kenpos, they would go out and have a summer field trip together. At first they would argue, and then later they don't want to see each other anymore. In fact, this is not being able to transform happiness and suffering into enlightenment. I don't think that really happens, doesn't it?
就是这样的话，那我们这个社会就是可能没有修好苦乐转为大用，现在肯定不会的。
I think after this teaching, people won't do that
我们很
anymore.
多人呢，最关键的是人际关系处理不好的话
I
呢
think
确实是经常呢
in
就是对
fact,
修行
you
过
will
程当中也
create
是
lots
制
of
造
obstacles
成
for
影响
yourself as
然后
well
对
as
什
the
么这个
path
对发心过
of
程当中也
practice
造
if
成
you
影响
cannot
我们在这个轮回
relate
当
to
中不可能
others
所
very
有的
well.
人都是让你满意的是
In fact, in the
每个众生
samsara,
的
not
细节不
everyone
同
could
每个
make
众生的
you
业力不同
satisfied.
业力不同
Everyone
的话
has
有
very
些是这个
different
蓝湛部族来的有些是心有合
habitual
作来的有些是
patterns.
地狱里面来的有些是天堂里
There
面
are
来
people
的
coming
不可能
from
都随
Jambu
随你
Vipa, the
就
ones
是跟你一
coming
起过
from
一段时间说一些话的时
Paraguyana,
候
and the
呢
ones
完
coming
全不
from
适合你的
celestial
这种
realm and
性格
from
你的这
hell
种
realm.
心态
Not
那
everyone's
这个时候
going
呢
to
我如果苦乐
suit
转为道用的这么一个人
your
的话呢
ways
应
of
该是对
thinking.
谁都就和睦相处的但如
So,
果我的这个性格
For
跟这
the
里
ones
平
who
那
can
里底下
transform
我经常
happiness
不
and
是这样
suffering
嘛
into
就是我们这
enlightenment,
个
they
藏
can
地有
really
一种
get
说法
along
叫
with
做把
anybody.
这个好多的牛角呢就是放
But
在一个
if
袋子
your
里面一样
personality
那这个
is
不可能
just
就是
too
全部都
different
都
than
是相反
everyone,
就是对
just
吧牛
like
角
the
是本来
different
它的
shapes
形
of
状
yak
形状
horn,
也是就是
they're
弯弯
very
曲曲的怪
curvy
怪
and
的
every
那么
yak
这几
horn
个
looks
就是
very
就全部
different. If you want
全部
to
那个
fit them
放在那个袋子里面
in
的
an
话那就是
organized
各
way
个
in
都不可
one
能
bag,
合
it is
合
not
的
possible.
一样的我们
There are people like
在
that
任何
too.
的这个时候啊就是大家
So
应该
at
就是
any time,
好好的这个观察就是自己的
I
心
really
态
hope
我这
that
样
you
说的话
can
呢也
look
许
into your
我
own
是
mind.
在这方面我觉得应
I'm
该可以做
saying
到
this
我在
because
在这个拉拢也
I
好在
consider
不管在
that
其他地方
I
的
am
话
quite
呢
experiencing
我基
it.
本上是跟
In
这个人的
Laronga
这种
or
关系
any
呢
other
还算是
places, I think
是可以
I
的
do
我也许是我这
have
是一种
good,
傲慢性
I
啊
do
就我对不管是这个
practice it,
有
and
神论的也好
I
无
think I
神
get
论的
along
也
with
好
people
出家
from
人的在
wherever
家
they
人
are.
的然后
Maybe it's
对我
because
这个
I'm
上
quite
面的
arrogant
领导也
about
好
it,
上
or
司也
I'm
好
very
对我
really proud
这
of
个
it.
所谓的下面的
But
什么
I can
弟子
get
也
along
好
with
学生也
people
好
who's
我觉
atheist,
得是我跟
who's
谁都如果不和我的
theistic,
观点的话
who's
我当场会做
monastic,
的
and the
但
lay
是呢我不会
practitioners.
计
I
较
get
然
along
后
with
过了以后的话呢我也理解
the
别人的不同的这种看法
the
不同的见
authorities.
解
I get
这
along
样的
with
话
my
我觉得
gurus. I
这
get
些
along
呢
with
就是
my
其实是跟这
disciples.
个这
I
些
get
修行
along with
或者是这些
people
教练
with
呢就是
different
有
view,
密
though
切
I
的关
would
系的我以前读书的时候自
probably
己
tell them
有
my
特
point
别
of
的一
view,
种
but
性
I
格就是
don't
就经常
really
打架经
hold a
常跟
grudge
这个
afterwards.
别人呢就是
I
不
also
和
would
的所以
explain
说
my
我
different
原来
view.
说过吧
I
我在
think
读
this
大
is
读
really,
什么小学和中学的时
I
候
think I
呢
can do it
我
only
看
because
想不起来我在哪里读书我哪里背
I
书就是我在这里
practiced
跟
up
某
on
个
the
人打过
teachings
架
I
我那里
received.
人每次看到这
Because
些地方的时
you
候
know
呢
my
就是我想
my
就是这里
personality
跟某个人
from
打架那里跟
my
某个人打
childhood.
架
When I
我
was
们
a student,
一般那
I
个
fight with
藏地的
many
孩子的
people.
话呢要打架的
In
时候不会
Tibet,
在学校里面打就是我们就说
when
是
we want
那
to
可以
fight
等会
with
下课的时候就是
with the
有
other
那棵
kids,
树下
we
面我们
would
就
then
约
set
在
a
那个上面
time
或
and
者
we
那
would say
棵那棵
we
泉水
would
那里
fight.
那
We would
待
have
会
a
儿放在那
fight
去
under this
然后
this
那
tree
那个
or
就是什么反正
beside
比较
the
明
other
显的一
spring
个
or
标
so.
的
We
话我
would
们去
then
去约在哪里去打就
we
就
would
这个是
set
我
a
们的一
time
贯
or
的一种传统
schedule so that we can fight together.
所以
That's
呢，就
that's
是
what we do
我
at
现
least.
在是这个应
But
该就
now,
是至少也是跟谁都没有
After
约过
coming
就
to
是打架
Larongar,
对
I
吧
don't really fight with others, right?
来了拉拢以后的时候
After
跟谁
coming
也
to
没有
Larongar,
说
I never really
就是现在我们去
told
那个盘城
everyone
这个
that
哪里
now
去
let's
打
go
架
to
就
the
是
mandala,
就
let's
拉拢
fight
宾馆
over
就
there.
大门口去
Let's
打架
go
没
to
有这样
the
说过对吧
let's go to
所
the
以就是
hotel.
这
Let's
个
fight over
跟
there.
谁的想法就是
At the
哭了
gate of
什
hotel,
么都
let's
能
fight
听得
over
到这
there.
是真的是像那个就是什么
So
像狮子般
just
的
like
狮
a
子是在这
lion,
个雪
just
山
like
遨
a
游的
snow
话呢
lion
就是
who
它
can
不畏惧
freely
的它不害
wander
怕那个
at the
所有
snow
的这些
mountains and not
所有的这些
afraid
下面
of
的这个
any
猛兽啊野
other
兽啊
wild wild animals and beasts. A good practitioner, in fact, can be strong in any circumstances and at any place. Nowadays, many people do not have any sense of security. Why is that? Because they're so afraid of how other people would look at them, other people's view of them, and don't want to expose themselves, the true personalities. But if we can be a good practitioner, then we can be just like the great lion. The Satyasiddhi Shastra that is translated by Kumara Jiva, I think quite famous in mainland, talks quite a bit about the refutation from Mahayana to Hinayana, especially the part where the Hinayana thinks of as true existence. And within it, it says that with the wise and the foolish both experience happiness and suffering. However, the difference is that the wise do not generate greed towards happiness nor repulsion towards suffering. This is in fact quite different, because everyone would experience happiness and suffering, same as monastic and lay practitioners, everybody. As long as you have not attained the first bhumi or the arhat, the fruition of arhat that transcend desire, then you will. But why the wise ones could transform the happiness and suffering into enlightenment, but the foolish ones can't? Because the wise ones do not feel painful, do not feel anger when he's going through pain, and do not generate greed and create more karma when he experiences happiness. And there's a huge gap, a huge difference between the mundane and the foolish and the wise. And then whatever you do, your mind will be happy, peaceful, spacious, and relaxed. The ones who can practice this, wherever you are, whatever you do, whomsoever you associate yourself with, whatever you eat, whatever you dress, you can do anything. And there's really, you're not constrained to a specific thing that you want. The wise ones, maybe he can wear something really luxurious and really beautiful, but he can also dress like a beggar. He can not give any care about whatever he dresses and wears. He can eat the delicious food, and he can eat something that doesn't taste good at all, because his mind is in fact quite spacious and relaxed, and the body might be living in this, and the whole attitude will be pure, and everything will turn out excellently. Though this person's body may not be living in this impure world of ours, in this degenerated age in the cities, and people's body live in this impure realm, but your mind will experience the splendor of an unimaginable bliss like the bodhisattvas in their pure realms. This is really quite profound. So I really hope that you could read it again and again, study this text. Even if you cannot be like the bodhisattvas who don't have any suffering at all, but at least if you understand the teaching in this and slowly familiarize yourself with it, then I'm sure you will experience a lot of change in your life. Just like how people would suffer from chronic disease, if they can take medicine consistently and take care of their body slowly, then eventually there's a possibility for them to heal. Living in this world, though our body is impure, in this world that is impure, that is degenerated, there are lots of people with different wrong views and so on, but our mind, in fact, if we can practice transforming happiness and suffering into enlightenment, then we can experience the splendor just like the Pure Land, such such as Mahatma Prata Bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, and Manjushri Bodhisattva, Kshitigarbha, and all of them. So wherever you go, you're not going to be bothered by afflictions. You're not going to be tortured by pain. So I really hope that we can live in this mundane world, eat and drink and sleep like such, but our mind can transcend this mundane world. It can no longer be so sensitive and so painful all the time. I really hope that we can do it.